Bella Hanlon, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
You're here for the Australian Institute of Clinical Hypnotherapy. You're running a workshop on dealing with your most difficult clients.
Yes.
You've written 33 books now. Every time I talk to you, it's one more.
So far, stop me before I write again. That's right.
You've been on the Oprah show with one of them.
That's right. Do one thing different.
You created solution-oriented approaches.
Right. Or solution-orientated, yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Solution-orientated. That's even more impressive. And you were a student of Milton Erickson. Obviously, you had a big influence on you. In fact, you were his gardener. I think that's a really interesting story, how you managed to become the gardener.
That's right.
And you've had a lot of influence in your life. You operate at that top end, the top tier of therapists in the world. And it's great to have you out here.
Thank you. One of the things that I'm passionate about is that people have the ability to heal themselves. That there is this natural thing. When you get a cut, your body heals it, except when it doesn't, of course. Occasionally it doesn't. But I think that studying with Milton Erickson, he had this idea people have the resources within to solve their problem. And so it's sort of a natural healing approach, and so I'm here to spread the gospel that people can heal and they have resources that they can draw upon to heal, and I'm excited to be here. Hypnosis is one of those tools, solution-oriented or oriented therapy is another one of those tools, and we're going to talk about how to use this so there is no such thing as resistance and there is no such thing as a difficult client, even though some people seem to show up like that. How to find a way to collaborate and cooperate with people so they don't have so much trouble and they don't give you so much trouble.
So tell me, your view of change.
Probably the easiest way to change is to make small changes because big changes are harder to make for several reasons. One is the brain gets kind of grooved. When we're good at something, even if something is not good for us, as we were talking earlier, we get grooved at it. We tend to stay in the same groove. When I'm, in the States, I have I go around to the side of the car that I usually get into. When I come to Australia, I have to change that groove. So, it challenges my usual patterns. Well, if you're not in everyday life, if what you're doing isn't working, break out of the groove. Somehow do something in that area, not in all areas, because most of the patterns you're doing are working well for you, except when they don't. And so when people come to see me for change, I think, okay, what's the pattern that recurs that's not serving them well? And how do we jump them out of the groove? Change the viewing, change the doing, and change the context. So those are the first two and simplest ways to change.
So we both are part of this field, this weird and wonderful field of hypnosis.
Yes.
Lots of myths, lots
people
of
have this
beliefs.
You will go into trance. You've got a little of the goatee there. That's good.
I'm working it.
Yeah, but you have to have the mysterious evil eye. I learned a way from Milton Erickson, who was one of my mentors and teachers, that I would call permissive or non-authoritarian hypnosis. It's much more you could, you can, you might, much more gentle, much more inviting the person and making it an invitation that they could respond to or not really trying to make them go into trance with the force of my personality, with my authority. And I find that much more to my heart.
Certainly in most of the work I've seen you do, especially when you're doing practical work, you do often come back to this theme of being kinder to oneself.
I would say that sometimes people treat each other worse than they treat their dogs. And they treat themselves worse than they treat their dogs. And, after all the highfalutin theories and 33 books that I've written, I say, it'd be nice if you could be a little kinder to yourself and a little kinder to other people. It's so easy for us to get into, you're driving down the road and someone cuts you off and you want to give them a rude gesture, get really angry with them, and you think, yeah, okay, but who does that hurt? It hurts me, probably. It causes some stress. And I'm not saying forgive every bad behavior that people do, but if you could just put yourself in a little more compassionate place daily towards yourself, towards other people, it'd probably do you a lot of good.
Bella Hanlon, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gordon Young.